What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Said It Show. On this program, we've done so many different topics, so many different ideals. 1,900 plus episodes later, 500,000 streams later, you guys are still supporting the movement, and I'm so grateful and so thankful for that. And because you guys love on me so much, I get to love on y'all a little bit and share one of my new favorite brands with you. I've got founder and CEO, Brown Sugar, Miss Kesha Janaan. Hey, Kesha.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing awesome. So, Kesha, what type of weather are you getting today?
I haven't been outside much today, but it's been kind of chilly. I live in Albuquerque right now, which is a high desert. So we get snow, it gets cold here, but it also gets really hot. So, it's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's cold, but it's not snowing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, and we have just very variable weather as well. Sort of like the Midwest a little bit, but kind of ADHD-like. But that's a whole other story. Trust and believe that. All right. So, Kesha, where did the idea for Brown Sugar even come from? How did it start?
Yeah, so I actually came up with the products while I was on active duty. I was in the Army I was active duty for about 5 years, and I came back from a deployment with all kinds of allergies. And I was stationed in a small town and couldn't get access to natural skincare products. And so I started making my own stuff. And, kind of fast forward a few years, when I got out of the Army, my sisters and I wanted to record an album. So I come from a musical family. My dad is actually a Grammy Award-winning jazz guitarist. And, so my sisters and I wanted to record an album. So I started selling the body butter as a way to raise money for the album. And the band at the time was called Brown Sugar because we were the Brown sisters. So my maiden name was Brown. And, our harmonies were sweet. We later changed our name, but the product was, already in circulation. Yes. So it built up a customer base and kept going. And that was in 2017. So it's been about 6 years.
Wow, that is so amazing. It's like something that you didn't even consider. Like that literally came out of necessity, and for it to be what it is today, that's amazing. I love that. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
So, what would you say was the catalyst for starting the actual company itself? You already had the backbone of having a good customer base, seeing what people liked and stuff. So what made you think, I could build this into a business?
I kind of had people who were still buying the product even after, we had made the album. So I just kept selling it and people kept buying it. So I was like, well, as long as people are buying it, I guess I'll keep selling it. And that's kind of how things went. I just kept adapting and evolving as the years went by.
What would you say was the most challenging part of the developmental stage as you're gathering and trying to take this thing serious as a business? What would you say was the first challenge?
I would say figuring out all of the logistics behind the scenes. So, I had a pretty solid formulation. I started off only selling the body butter. And then when I started selling it, I had to figure out, all of the rules with labeling and how to package it, the best way to package it and ship it. At the time I was living in Hawaii, so I was physically making the product, packaging the product, and then shipping the product and, getting it across the world was kind of a feat. So I would say the logistics side was a little bit of a hurdle for me to figure out.
Yeah, I would say that that is probably one of the things with a lot of businesses that have come up is, like you said, just kind of figuring out what's going to work best and how to best execute. So I think you guys definitely did that.
Yeah.
Expectations there. So let's talk about some of the offerings. What are some of the things that people will find on your website today?
So we still have the flagship product, which is the Jasmine and Lavender Body Butter. It comes in 2 sizes, 4 ounce and a 2 ounce. And then I expanded from there, and the Jasmine and Lavender line has the body butter. It has a soap. It has bath salts. And there's actually a lotion bar, which is available in one of the gift sets. So, and there's also a multi-purpose oil, which you can use on your hair or your skin. And then I've expanded the soaps to about 15 other scents. So there's like a scent for everybody, I believe. And I even have some seasonal scents. So right now there's a pumpkin spice that has actual pumpkin, but it also has like cinnamon and nutmeg and vanilla. So if you're into that, it definitely smells like a pumpkin pie.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. That is awesome. I love the different offerings as you're, tending to the different seasons that come and go. That's perfect for fall. That honestly, I wouldn't mind a pumpkin spice, once a couple times a year. You can do a little pumpkin spice here and there. Maybe not every day, but, we can get that passed around some. Describe to me your proudest moment with your brand. What comes to mind when I say that?
I guess there were a couple moments. The first was getting accepted into the Amazon Black Business Accelerator. I was one of the first brands that was in the accelerator, and I think that kind of helped. That helps. Well, I was at like a moment where I thought I was going to shut the business down, and then a bunch of things happened. COVID happened, and I just couldn't, with a good conscience, shut down a soap business in the middle of a pandemic. And then, from that sparked opportunities with Amazon, which was, at the time, that was my largest marketplace. So I was selling more on Amazon than I was anywhere else. And, then I was invited to pitch to Walmart and was accepted to sell on Walmart.com. So I've kind of been in the I guess, pitch game with Walmart for the last couple of years. So hopefully one day soon you'll see brown sugar on shelves at Walmart.
Ooh, we're going to claim that. We see that coming 2024. We can claim it, Kesha. It's there.
Yes.
It's on the shelf. All right. Putting that forward. Last but certainly not least, what advice would you offer to the next generation of female entrepreneurs?
I would just say to keep going, but also keep your own dreams and integrity intact. People will tell you things. I had a lot of mentors tell me, and I still get people kind of telling me that I need to raise my prices. But one of my tenets is making natural skincare products accessible. So I'm looking for ways to provide more value, not make my products more expensive. Right. So that, for me, is something that, even in the short run might make things a little bit harder, but it's still in line with my values and my intentions behind my brand. So I would just say to stick to your guns and do what your gut is telling you, because if you compromise on too many things, you're going to lose the passion that, encouraged you to start the business in the first place. And that is what's going to fuel you through the long days, through, trying to figure out all of these problems that pop up. Like, there's a lot of hurdles that you go through as an entrepreneur. So you're going to need to rely on that internal why a lot. And you don't want to lose sight of that.
Definitely. Keisha, thank you so much for dropping some gemstones on us today. We certainly appreciate that.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service. You know, I'm also one of the very few, 1% of the American population that gets to serve. So thank you for your service to this country. Certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, well, thank you as well.
Yes, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.